they rushed through a little bit of this exposition, or maybe, and even if they didn't, it felt like it sometimes because they would just say it in lines. You're 14 years old and you're a genius and you graduated from high school and so while we're on like a motorcycle. Why are you doing robot fighting? Because robot fighting's fun. You should do robot fighting too. I'm gonna do so.
Because robot fighting's fun.
Hey guys, you know who it is, what's going on, when it's happening, where it's at, and why we're here today. How you doing? It is I, the sublimely magnificent Big Ugly himself, Omari Ellis Feo Grande on YouTube, and I am here once again to talk about some movies with one of my best friends ever, one of my best friends in the world, El Director himself, Bill Smith.
Hey, Omari, how's it going?
It's going great, Bill.
Did you not point the right direction?
I was like,
You got it a couple of times in a row.
I did. But yes, I'm doing good. Aside from pointing the wrong way, I'm doing good. Yes, and this week, we're talking about, this is another episode of, this guy hasn't seen, where we've been trading movies back and forth that one guy has seen and the other one hasn't, expanding our, movie libraries and the like. And so this week we are doing Big Hero 6, straight from the town of San Francisco. Film from
San Francisco.
It caught me off guard back then. It caught me off guard again this time.
A little bit.
Yeah, like early 20-teens, I believe. It stars Ryan Potter as the main character, Hiro, Hiro, and Scott Adsit as Baymax, the main reason to watch this movie. I'm just being honest, for me, I might be spoiling that a little bit, but yeah. Background of the film, I saw it back when it was in theaters. It had just come out. It was very fresh when it came out. I'm like, this is a new thing, Big Hero 6. I learned via watching the movie and something happening in the movie and then looking it up later that Big Hero 6 is a Marvel product.
Yes.
It's not part of the MCU, but it is a Marvel product. And
this is also a Disney picture.
And it's also a Disney picture.
Disney animated film.
It's a Disney animated film of a Marvel product, completely separate from the Disney produced Marvel products. But yes, it's about a kid hero getting revenge for his brother who died and stopping some guy who has these super robots that we'll get into. Still his robots. Also, he's got a robot his best friend or his brother made called Baymax that is pretty much his companion, and like I said, one of the best things about the movie for me. But yes, Bill,
Big Brother dies, cute robot replaces Big Brother in relationship status.
Yes.
Little brother heals.
Yes. So why hadn't you seen the movie, Bill?
I had not seen it because I had softened a little bit on Disney animated features and Pixar animated features slightly in the last decade or so.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was just never something that was on my list.
Fair. That's perfectly fine. What were you expecting?
When did you first see it?
In theaters, like when it came out, like its first theater run.
Were you familiar with the property beforehand?
No.
Okay.
Like I said,
neither was I. Before you said that just a moment ago, I wasn't sure if it was a Marvel comic first or if they started making comics because of their relationship with Disney, and it was a Disney property first.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm unsure entirely. I haven't dug that deep, but based on some things we see in the movie, I'm gonna say it was a Marvel product first.
Okay.
And then it became, Disney was like, well, we're not putting this with the MCU because San Francisco doesn't necessarily fall into, that falls into more alternate Marvel Universe stuff than main one, because main
Mhm.
Marvel universe likes to pretend it's the same as ours.
Right. Theoretically, this could be a multiverse of our MCU.
Yeah, well, technically, comics and stuff, it kind
Right.
of was considered that. So yes, theoretically, it could be a multiverse, but it's not official or nothing.
Right.
Anyway, I saw it there. I went with some friends. I probably wouldn't have seen it without said friends. I saw the like Baymax character and thought he might be funny, but I also
Hmm.
thought he might be a little too cheesy, and I'd probably get annoyed with him quickly. But it was interesting enough to watch. There were some funny moments in the trailers. I had no idea what I was actually getting into. Just, hey, Big Hero 6, Disney superhero movie. Why not? Disney movie, I'm not, my expectations were low when I first watched it. I was like, whatever, superhero movie, for kids.
Hmm.
But I still went and saw it. And remembered did well. Had not seen it since, but I remembered I remembered it favorably. But so I was like, yeah, Big Hero 6, that's a good one. Yeah. What I was expecting with this time was just hopefully an enjoyable movie and Badalalada. I
Badalalada.
expected to see the Badalalada because that was
Uh-huh.
the main thing I had
That's
remembered from the
adorable.
movie.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. You? What were you
Well,
expecting, I guess?
I guess I had a lot of expectations for this movie that were wrong. I thought that it, first of all, stylistically, I thought that it was a movie of Disney attempting to lean on anime and manga tropes a
Okay.
little harder. And you could say that maybe they did that, but maybe that was also just them choosing Tokyo as a subject matter.
Yeah, like a
Um,
theoretical hybrid between the cities of San Francisco and Tokyo
right.
for people out there who keep saying
And
San
I was
Francisco.
expecting more of a stylistically speaking, kind of a hybrid of like anime manga tropes
Yeah,
and Disney animation.
that would have been nice.
I was also anticipating, I thought there were 6 robots. I thought Big
Mm,
Hero 6 were 6 robots, and that
yeah,
there was like one main one, like there was our favorite robot
yeah.
of the team of robots. I also thought that the way we see Baymax, I thought that was only a portion of his visual look, and I think I was combining the visual look of Eve from Wall-E
Okay,
into it. Like I was thinking that I had already seen bits of trailers where the little kid upgrades him into a
gotcha.
new kind of like floating mini, like just almost exclusively the head version of the robot.
Yeah, like Eve from Wally. I could see
Right,
that.
exactly. But I was in hindsight, I was probably just mashing up the look of Eve into this. Beyond that, I wasn't sure what to expect. Those were the things were expecting, and almost all of them were wrong.
Fair. I yeah, like I said, I didn't really know what to expect when I first watched it, but yeah, and this time I'm like, hopefully an enjoyable experience because I remembered enjoying it the first time. Also, I just want to see the
Hmm.
I remember liking Baymax, and then sure
Yes,
enough, so
and
I guess we'll go right into like initial reactions, stuff like that, just movie.
yeah. So I would guess like I kept trying to predict the plot, which can sometimes spoil movies for me, but I was usually correct because they were usually, I mean, it's pretty straightforward, obvious plot.
Yeah.
And like that the big brother's gonna die pretty fast, and all of these things.
I wasn't sure my first time because they already had the dead parents. Because they state right off the bat that both their parents are dead, and I was when I watched it the first time definitely on my oh, and of course you can't be a Disney main character unless your parents are dead. And then the aunt showed up, and I wasn't sure if the aunt would die, and then it's him and his brother doing shit. Like if
Right.
his brother was gonna be one of the six, but
Hmm.
then the brother dies, and I'm like, oh, it was you. Well, fair. But
Yeah.
you're right. You can't also see it coming. You expect main character to lose somebody in these
Hmm.
Disney movies.
And the guy in the evil businessman was just being played way too obviously, and then you're simultaneously putting your villain in a mask, so you we were told as the audience pretty early on of like, no, this is a red herring. Like, it's not the businessman, or else why would we also be showing you this guy hiding in a mask and not show our reveal to the audience his face?
Yeah.
So I mean, these things, it ended up being a little bit more of a children's movie than I maybe anticipated after learning that it was a Marvel product.
Same. I will say it was more of a children's movie than I had even remembered.
From
To
first
go with
viewing.
your statement, like I agree. Like, wow, this
Hmm.
was a lot more of a children's movie than I thought it was. But
Yeah. And then one of the initial reactions I would also have to point to is I'm really not a fan of TJ Miller. And so the second I heard his voice, I was like, oh God, please do not be a consistent part of this film.
which one is he?
He is the stoner dude
Fred.
who's surprise rich dude. Um,
Yeah,
I'm
Fred.
not a big fan of him, and it seems to, like, I'm, and this may be me putting too much onto it, but I feel like they just kind of let him come in and be very TJ Miller, like
Fair.
improv a lot of stuff and
What's
just play.
another big thing of his? Because he does
He
sound
was
familiar.
he was on Silicon Valley for like 90% of the run of that series, which is a very good series, but I'm not a fan of his character inside of the series. He's also the bar buddy in the Ryan Reynolds Deadpool universe
Oh,
that
oh, that
tells him,
guy.
like, he tells him that he
That
looks like a
guy.
week old
Yeah,
avocado or
that
something.
guy. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I could see that.
Yeah, I'm just not a big fan of that guy, I guess. But I mean, that was something that I was able to get through. I didn't love how huge of a part he ended up playing throughout the movie,
Played a pretty big
but
one.
it's a very cute movie. Like,
Yeah.
it's
I like the role, but I can understand your not necessarily. I can understand your stance on the guy himself, like the actor. And
mhm.
yeah, when you said that, I was like, yeah, that would be the dude that's like doing that. I could definitely picture him just coming in, lighting up, and then just reading the lines. Which I mean, hey, sometimes you get paid to do that, and
Hey,
that's
and yeah,
and
and
make your
maybe that's
money.
not a, if it results in good things, I'm okay with some method acting in that regard, but you never know.
Yeah.
I absolutely, as the second the ant started talking, I knew that it was a female comedian that I absolutely love, and it took me about 10 seconds to realize that it was Maya Rudolph. At
Oh,
first I was thinking it was Catherine Hahn,
gotcha.
and then who plays, of, they, Maya Rudolph and Catherine Hahn kind of live in the same world
Gotcha.
of acting, but I love them both, and I loved Maya Rudolph in this. I wish she had a little bit more,
Hmm.
but I love her and her character as the reluctant caretaker aunt.
Yeah. Uh,
It's
yeah, I liked Ant cast in the movie. Kind of felt a little bad for her, like early on, just because like him like being like behind her back doing shit. And she just tried to be like, yeah, I got your wings
right.
and all this stuff. So I kind of felt bad for her in like that regard. Like, oh, come on, man, you could at least be like, I don't know, hung out with Bay. You could at least tell her about Baymax. That's your brother's
Right.
robot.
Yeah, you could have definitely told her.
uh But yeah, like I realized how pretty it was, like right at the beginning, at least color wise, with the like
Hmm.
opening shots. I'm like, wow, this is prettier than I thought it would be. And I also immediately realized I had forgotten a lot about this movie. I had remembered the twist, and like I said, a Baymax line or two. that was about it. And yeah, the opening, what was it? I don't know. There was some stuff. Oh yeah, in the opening thing where he's like hustling the guy, the big dude's like cliche AF, just I'm a vet. No one hustles me. What up, little kid? You don't want none of this. And I'm just like, all right. This that's I guess when I realized, oh, this is more of a kids movie than I thought it was, isn't it? But it was still good.
I mean, yeah, it's a Disney animated feature, but I would make, but I I would have to think about it a little harder. I'm only just now making this statement, but I would probably argue that a film like Frozen or some of their other recent Disney animated features are dealing with some adult themes and feeling, despite having a talking snowman,
I'll give you that.
Are trying to play to the parents.
Yes.
A little bit more than this movie is trying to play to the parents.
I will agree.
Which is, I can't fault them for that. They're making a kids movie, make a kids movie.
Exactly. And it's still, like I said, still works and everything. But yeah, seeing the microbots when they first came up, I was like, that's right. These things are fucking broken or like ridiculous. Just,
yeah.
Look at what you can do with the microbots.
Like, literally the second they started rushing through the audience in the kids in our main character's presentation, I turned to Jen, my wife, and I was like, that's the villain of the movie. Somebody else it's not going to be the kid controlling them, but those microbots are the villain of the movie. No fucking doubt. They are just evil looking. He designed
they were all like little tiny things, and then even his like pet robot that he based them off of was like, hey, destroy
They're brilliant. They're brilliant. I wouldn't be surprised if like actual science world took a look at that idea for a second.
You could have the microbots do this. You can breathe it, think about it with neural synapses at the same time. It's controlled with this microman. That's how you control them. Oh, the show's over. Let me put this on the stage.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, obvious evil man. It's obvious, which means he probably isn't the evil man.
Right.
And
yeah, I turned to Jen and I was like, all right, so one of those two people that died in the warehouse did not die. I don't know why it would be his brother suddenly going evil, so it's got to be that professor. And then that
would have been such a random ass twist that they would have had to pull some.
If it ended up being his brother somehow, yeah.
You make a thing like Baymax, harmless little awesome Baymax, and then you go,
just wants
I'm
to
evil.
be like love, just wants to provide care.
I am Baymax
in the squishiest way possible.
Will that improve your emotional state? Yes, Baymax. I realized real fast earlier, like, I think I had to put it in my notes just once when they were in the warehouse and they were getting ready to leave, and he turns around. What, are you serious? I am not fast. Just the way he delivered the line, like, this is just what it is, buddy. Sorry. Sorry you were expecting me to run, but...
And then for a brief moment, I also had a theory, which may in a different world, that may or may not be a better movie. I don't know. You can comment on that. But when the children were in the secret base,
all right,
and view the video for the first time,
okay,
my sudden theory is that we just watched Hero's mother go into that portal. And the villain of the movie is Hero's father, who actually didn't die. And he's only a villain in this movie because he's trying to rebuild the portal to get Hero's mom back.
That would have worked and probably would have been a better movie. Well, it was still good, but it probably would have been a better
I mean, maybe it's an interesting idea. It's an interesting.
I do like
but
that.
But the one
idea.
they came up with was the only thing that I didn't know. Like what they have to do is they have to basically tell us, the girl is Callahan's daughter.
Yeah.
But that was my only hang up, which is what made me revert to Hero's parents. Is I was just like, but why is Callahan the villain?
Yeah.
Why is this happening?
Exactly. So I could see that. That's why I was like, yeah, I kind of like your thing because they could have done it with a similar reveal.
Because it's only revealed that they died in a car crash, right? Or an accident.
Yeah, they died. I don't even know if they say how. I think he said they died when they were 3. When Hero was 3. He's like, my parents died when I was 3, remember? Because they rushed through a little bit of this exposition. Or maybe, and even if they didn't, it felt like it sometimes because they would just say it in lines. You're 14 years old and you're a genius and you graduated from high school and so while we're on like a motorcycle. Why are you doing robot fighting? Because robot fighting's fun. You should do robot fighting too. I'm gonna do so.
Because robot fighting's fun.
And look at the money. But I'm just saying that's how I kind of felt like. Oh, they're moving. They move pretty quick through this plot. Is it just me, or did the villain remind you of Amon as well?
From Legend of Korra?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, for this Amon-looking ass dude.
For sure, absolutely. Yeah, we commented on that last night.
I'm just like... Yeah. Oh, also another thing I was asking myself as he was making these robots and stuff, because eventually he goes on a... You guys have probably seen the movie by now. We mentioned this before with the whole spoiler alerts and all this other stuff. You guys have probably seen the movie. If you're watching this.
Yeah. And if you haven't and you still clicked on this video, we have to assume that you are a spoiler okay.
Yes.
You're welcoming spoilers.
But yeah, so they do become superheroes, or he gets his brother's best friends to help him try to bring in this guy that stole his microbots idea and blah blah blah. And he's like, you know what? Let's just upgrade all of us because I'm a super duper ridiculous genius that should be in the actual Marvel universe and should have been known because he's got some fucking Tony Stark, Reed Richards-esque intellect. It was just like, if I think it, I'll make it.
Yeah.
And I understand that. It's cool that he's super smart and all. But where does he get all the money for the fucking materials?
He's
early
broken
on?
Smart. He's broken smart, and it's the most magical 3D printer in his shitty garage ever. That's that. Yeah. There's zero explanation on how he's receiving the materials until TJ Miller's character. I guess you could say.
Yeah, when Fred shows up, okay, but he had like.
Until then, they're really just fucking with carbon fiber, which he could potentially have a 3D printer in his garage that is printing carbon fiber.
Ah, fair. Yeah, because when he
it would still be really expensive.
Yeah, when he first made the robot, when he first made the armor for Baymax for his first run and all that stuff, he's just, haha, look what I can do. Also, I'm gonna program this chip to teach you karate and stuff. Oh yeah, and also when they first show that chip, this chip here is what makes Baymax Baymax. Well, that's gonna be a plot point later.
Yeah, I was like, is his soul gonna be on that? Is that this kind of movie? No, it doesn't seem like it's this kind of movie. But I mean, his soul could end up going on that. And I was still wondering because he kept doing Baymax kept doing
Tadashi is here. Yeah, exactly. It's like, are you just gonna point at your chip and say his name's written on it? And his soul did kind of end up being there because it was enough of his recordings of him.
Yeah,
building the robot that it brought some relief to his brother. Like, damn, I got to see him and all this stuff.
Absolutely, and you could say that his soul is in the programming of Baymax.
Yeah,
like Baymax is part his older brother.
Yeah. Oh no.
So instead of doing our normal what role would you play, I'd like to ask you, of Big Hero 6, what power would you have? What power set would you have? Ooh. So you have laser knife blades. You have super speed discs on your feet and hands. You have whatever that ability that the
not her.
The tall white chick is.
Not her. I would need way too much chemical science and stuff. That's too much fucking thinking. When I could just laser swords, or speed disc, or be in a weird lizard costume, breathing fire and jumping real high. I probably wouldn't want him either.
Or have Baymax.
Or have Baymax.
That's also that's an option.
That's true.
You could be the bestest buddy of Baymax in full armor set.
Baymax is so awesome too.
Baymax is pretty dope. He's pretty dope.
Ugh. What would you? I'm thinking too hard.
I'm thinking. So it really depends on what I'm trying to achieve. If it's just Bill existing in his everyday life as I am right now, it's Hero's power set of just having Baymax as a buddy. I'm kind of deleting him being a super genius from the equation. Because it's like two powers. And you could say that every member of the team is really smart. They're not the super genius that Hero is.
He was able to bring their ideas to life.
Right.
So but they had the idea in the first place.
Right.
And the base technology that he upgraded.
Mm-hmm. He put it towards a superhero application for them. But so I would have to do that. But if we're talking about like I'm actually in like crime fighting scenarios, superhero kind of shit, in the final act of this movie, I would probably want the knife hands.
All right, so I think I have to agree with
the glasses that come with them to make you like super reactive somehow, like he is, you know.
That's
something's going on in those glasses to make him like extra reactive.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what's happening there. They kind of jumped over that a little bit.
Yeah. I agree with your real life take. Having Baymax would be cool. Just especially, I'm not gonna lie.
Roller Girl is also pretty awesome. Like if you can just if I can just do my traveling like that, that'd be pretty fucking sweet.
Go.
Yeah.
Yeah, Go would be fun. But the Baymax thing would all the time. Little peek behind the curtain here. I'm in pain often. So not even just he's an awesome buddy to have because he would be, but the fact that he's literally a medical robot that could just scan and be like, "This is what's wrong with you. We can fix it. Are you feeling better now? Yeah, Baymax, you're the best." You know, that sounds really good for Omari Ellis, the normal guy. Omari Ellis, the potential superhero, I probably would want either the knife hands or the speed, the go-go. Because Goo, whatever, dude in a costume is just off doing stoner shit. And that's cool. He's living his best life.
He's got super jump and fire breath.
Yeah. Which, cool power set, but I could either have the laser sword hands or the speed. I think solely for the sake of variety, I'm gonna go with speed since you picked knife hands.
Okay.
Then we could both be on the same team anyway.
Right. And I love the speed. Speed is a great choice, like I said. To be able
Speedy
to just,
Captain America disc throwing ability. Because he threw like one of those things like fucking
would be amazing. And then on top of that, being able to throw them, and manipulate them in different ways, like she started figuring out there in the third act.
That's what I was saying. She started Captain American this. Like, all right, give him the old Rogers.
Absolutely.
As far as what role would I play in this, I think I wanted to either do Fred, because I feel like it'd just be fun to be the stoner character.
Yeah.
Or Wasabi. You know.
Because you got to pick the black guy.
He also seems fun. Like, just the... I feel like I could be that kind of guy. Guys, I'm not sure we should be doing this. You know, I feel like I've been that on numerous occasions. Aside from that, obviously Baymax would be fun too.
Baymax would be a lot of fun. Yeah, I'd have to find it. I didn't even think about that.
I had a D&D character that was a Warforged. You know, the Warforged, they're pretty much robots. And while my voice wasn't exactly Baymax, he was that kind of, you know, polite spoken robot. It was hilarious. Cool. It was hilarious because he was a warlock, but the party thought he was a paladin, and he just never corrected them. Nor did he try to act like a paladin at all. The only reason they thought he was a paladin is because the first thing they saw him do was a smite spell. And then he's like, yeah, I came here with people from the Church of Bahamut. He half-truthed his backstory to the party. So they just trusted him. And he's like resin people from the dead and shit, doing warlock shit, and they're just like, yeah, this paladin of Bahamut over here. What do you mean he was working for the bad guy?
Double crosser.
Go fill the Sauruses. Anyway, but he had that like polite name, so I'm like, yeah, I could probably have fun doing the like, hi, oh no.
Yeah, like you said, I could. I mean, I feel like Fred's easy. Like anybody could go in there and do that. I don't know if I have the capability to do Baymax in that just constantly monotoned but sweet and pleasant tone thing. I feel like I could do Tadashi, weirdly enough.
Okay.
Like I feel like I could do that heavily sentimental
big bro type.
Big brother taking on extra fatherly role thing. I feel like I could bring that out. So I'd probably pick that one.
But yes. And I don't just pick the black guys. I often pick the leads.
No, that's true. I know. But I mean, if you go back through, there are at least a few episodes where we get to this segment and you're like,
I've already said,
well, I'm going to say it. I tend to
that
look
is my
at
first
the,
eye.
Yeah.
That is my first eye always. Like, oh, a black character. Because for me, it's more someone I could play because I see it's been black before. You know what I mean? It's not a role. So that's why it's always been one of those things to me. They tell you when you're a kid, or they tell you like when it comes to putting more characters of different backgrounds and ethnicities into things, representation matters, you know, to the kids and stuff. And yeah, it does, because it's
absolutely, because there's no reason why. I mean, other than their names, and there's no reason why a lot of the films we watched aren't. There's nothing about the character of player X, Michael Cera, and Molly's game that is inherently a white character.
Yeah,
you know, or even the reverse. There's nothing inherently about what's his face as the lawyer in that film.
Yeah, Idris Elba.
Idris Elba. Yeah, that was a terrible Idris Elba. I was just trying to go as deep as I could.
Oh, fair. I saw an Idris Elba movie earlier today.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, My Little Daddy's Little Girls or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it, but I know what you're talking about. Did you see the Western he did?
Was that recent?
Pretty recent. It was like a Netflix film. Jay-Z produced it. Save it. Don't watch it.
I won't.
To put it on the list.
I won't. I don't even know the name. All right. Yeah. So we've gone off on tangents, but yes, representation was always, you know, a good thing. Like people joked, people were talking about. People were talking about like the original Power Rangers. Like they made the Black Ranger a black guy, and the Yellow Ranger an Asian chick. And the guy who apparently had Native American descendancy, the Red Ranger. I did not even know that, but apparently that was also the case. And I'm like, all right, I hear you. I hear you and your nuance and your stuff like that. At the same time, as a kid, I thought the Black Ranger was dope as shit.
No, yeah.
Sure, and yes, they made the Black Ranger a black guy. That made it even easier for me to realize that that was, the Black Ranger. Cool. I want to be the Black Ranger. This guy's over here doing hip hop keto. I'm not saying, there were some things that weren't questionable, but,
Yeah.
when you cut to the theme song, go.
I mean, yeah, when I was a kid and I was just a fan of the Power Rangers, I also did not see that at all.
Were you a fan of Billy?
No. No. I was a fan of the Black Ranger until Tommy came around.
Okay, I will give you that. Tommy's Tommy.
And then it's hard to not be a fan of Tommy.
I think everybody was a fan of Tommy.
Right.
I was a fan of Tommy, and I just talked about how much I liked the Black Ranger. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and he went from the fucking Dragon Zord to the fucking White Tiger, one of the dopest animals on the fucking planet.
Right? Yeah.
Like.
And what was he in the ninjutsu era? Like a hawk?
Yeah, he was a falcon, I think.
Falcon.
I think he was the White Falcon. It was just like, Jesus Christ. He just... And, I grew up...
He's all the cool animals that
all 3 of
10-year-old
these
me
things.
wanted to be.
I ended up growing up liking all 3 of those things. I love falcons, I love dragons, I love tigers. I think I was, indoctrinated as a kid. It's like, you see this cool motherfucker? Cool shit. Dragon. Cool shit. Tiger. Cool shit. Falcon. Cool shit. All right. These animals do cool shit. I want to be like these animals. I was so happy when I found out I was a tiger on the Chinese zodiac.
I want to say that I'm something lame.
You're a tiger.
Oh.
It's the same year. It's yearly. With
Oh,
Chinese zodiac.
yeah. I guess that makes sense.
I'm like, you're a tiger. You and I are fire tigers.
Fire tigers?
Fire tigers. Because it does the 12 animals, and then it has 4 elements. So you got fire, water, I think air, and wood. And then you got the 12 things. So each year, you're one of those elements, one of those animal. We are fire tigers. 2022 is the year of the water tiger.
You are not wrong. I mean, metal tiger would be pretty sweet. I'm looking it up right now.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that's pretty cool. For some reason, I had it in my head long ago at one of those Chinese buffets where the placemat maps it out.
Yeah.
I thought I had remembered that I was like rat or like ram or something that I was like, oh, lame.
Yeah, I was so hoping I wasn't one of those. Sorry if you're a rat or a ram, but when you can be a tiger.
But when you can be a fucking fire tiger, be a fire tiger.
I could wear that.
Yeah. No, that's a shirt right there.
This is an educational show, let me tell you.
Yeah, just kind of gone off on a tangent.
Hey, it is what it is.
Rat, ox, tiger, rabbit, dragon, snake, horse, goat, monkey, rooster, dog, or pig. So you can be rooster. There are people out there who are rooster.
Or cock.
Or cock, depending on how you look at it.
I've seen both.
Man, you guys have it bad. Rats, roosters, rabbits. Rabbits are kind of cool, I guess, if you look at it from a different lens.
Mm-hmm.
Horses
rabbits
are
get
awesome.
all the action.
But the tigers, dragons, and snakes of the world, a little unfair.
Yeah, because I remember when I first saw it, I was like, "Oh, please let me be a dragon! Please let me be a dragon." I will take tiger. I will take tiger.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And honestly, any elemental of tiger. Now that I'm thinking about water tiger would be fucking sweet.
Yeah.
Metal tiger is awesome.
Tiger.
Yeah.
What is it? It's water, fire, metal.
I just had it a minute ago. Wood, fire, earth, and metal.
Wood, fare, earth, and metal.
So are there not water? Is there not water? There is water. Okay, then it recycles. So fire, earth, metal, water, wood, and that's it. And then it starts to recycle.
Cool.
Wood tiger, I guess. Anybody wood is. I mean, but depending on what wood it is, it could be.
It can be a very strong wood.
Yeah, if you're an American pine, it's a really solid hardwood.
Yeah. Be like
I think. I don't
bamboo.
know. Woodworkers, fire off in the comments.
All right, so
Big
when
Hero
I found
6,
out this was
thoughts.
a Marvel movie, was with the fucking Stan Lee cameo picture in the dude's house.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw the Stan Lee, I was like, wait, is this a Marvel thing?
I'm a little interested in the series they did just to see if they expound on that. and Fred's dad being a superhero or potentially supervillain or something.
Yeah. Also, he you saw the cameo at the end, right? The
correct, yeah.
End credit scene.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, where Stan Lee.
That's what I'm saying. After the movie was over, Disney Plus gave me an alert of like, hey, did you know that this 2D animated TV show exists about the Big Hero 6 crew? And there was a little bit of me that was like, I wonder if they if they go further on the like Fred's dad is either a superhero or a supervillain, and if the show involves that at all. But I'm never going to watch it.
Me neither. But be honest. But yeah, I guess we could do final thoughts because we did a lot of the other stuff.
It was okay. It was better than Molly's Game.
Okay.
I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it.
Fair. I will agree. I saw it. I was like, okay. Was this amazing? No, but can't say I necessarily neglected or regretted seeing all the seeing the movie again. I wasn't regretting seeing it again. Felt a little rushed at the same time, but at the same time, it didn't stick around longer than it needed to. In others, like I said, like I felt like the exposition they just kind of went boom, but it didn't allow itself to get too stale or anything like that. Baymax definitely helped save the movie for me, because like from the cute moments to the sad moments to the haha, here's an allusion to the early thing in the movie.
Is the standout of this movie, and we didn't touch on. I think we touched on it maybe before before we were recording, but
Badalalada.
Badalalada.
Fucking love that. And I did like the thing with earlier on when he's making him all super. He's like, I do not see how wings would make me a better healthcare companion. And then at the end, when they need to fly into the portal, he's just like, what do you say, Baymax?
Wings.
Wings make me a better healthcare companion. I was like, I get that now.
Yeah.
And so that was just cute, and just the whole.
It did. I will admit, it did get me. The one moment it got me is when he is not the final sacrifice moment. It is when they choose to go in that tunnel, and Hero turns around and delivers the same line that
his brother was doing.
Tadashi delivered to him, of like, somebody has to go help, and I'm I don't remember the exact lines, but the context is somebody has to help right now, and I'm the only one who can.
Yeah,
and so
I think that was the line. And I think his brother said the same thing to him. Just
it got me a little bit. It got me a little bit right up here. Up here, it got me a little.
I will say it got me. Something I've noticed as I've gotten older is sentimental stuff will affect me more than it did when I was younger. Like, I think I just get more of it. I may not break down in tears or nothing, but it's more like, oh, that's sad, or that's that. And sure enough, with this movie, it's like, oh, that is the exact same thing his dad, he said. Or Baymax's actual thing at the end. Are you satisfied with your care? And him, like, having to explain to, like, Hero, like, nah, this is how it's happening. And I was like, take his disc out. You could preserve him. But Hero was too busy not wanting to take the disc out. Like, that's the only thing that took me out of it. Was like, well, at least take his disc out. But, no, they have the whole... No, you have to fucking... You have to go ahead and let me die here. So that was sad, and as well, like, damn, that is kind of heartbreaking, because Baymax is the best thing about this movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I'd rather they leave Hero inside. It wouldn't make any sense. But I'd rather he had stayed behind than the Baymax. So
Yeah.
I was just like, damn, and he's still just doing the best thing. You are my patient. I have to keep your health safe. It's like, damn. Yeah, he did never actually tell him he was okay with his emotional state.
Yep. It got me. It got me a little bit there at the end. I'll give them credit for that.
But then it turned out, it was like, okay, yes, Baymax did take his
But
own
yeah,
chip
you
out.
I also never assumed, because I think I already knew that there was a TV show afterwards. And I was like, and also like, this thing is a toy magnet. Disney is not going to kill this thing at the end of the movie.
Yeah, he is definitely a mascot.
He's getting stuffies and
He's a
action
merch guy.
figures, and yeah.
He's literally made to be hugged.
Right, exactly. Yeah, this is going to be a character this is probably a character at the theme park, because it's such an easy costume for them to have to make. And they are not going to kill him at the end of the movie. No way.
Yeah, so that was cool. I like I said, it was good. It was solid. Not too amazing, not too bad. I don't regret suggesting it. But yeah.
Nope. And spoilers ahead, I am never going to regret suggesting anything. And I don't think you should either. Because we're going to go weird. We're going to go bad. There are going to be great movies here. There are going to be terrible movies here. There are going to be hilarious movies. There are going to be movies that make you scream out of annoyance. Why did Bill make me watch this piece of garbage? It will happen at some point.
Hey,
and so
that's fine. Hey, as long as we're on the same page with that.
Yep.
That's fine. That opens up the
opens up the window, the doors a little bit.
Opens
Absolutely.
up the possibilities.
So on that note, would you like to ask me what we're going to be watching next week?
Actually, I was going to ask you that. What are we watching next week?
So next week we are going to watch another film from my childhood. We are going to watch 1986 classic Highlander.
86 was the best fucking year ever. I just want to say. Sorry.
Starring Christopher Lambert and Sean Connery and Clancy Brown. That's right, kids. Mr. Krabs is in Highlander.
What? That's awesome.
And maybe the greatest part about it, the entire score made by a little band called Queen.
I did not know this. I knew Christopher Lambert was in the movie because he's Raiden. And
Because
I've
he's
seen
Raiden.
people talk about that movie and be like, oh, hey, it's dude from Highlander.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I know Raiden is Christopher Lambert, and I know Sean Connery is Sean Connery. I saw a Robot Chicken parody of this, and I know the premise. You cut off a dude's head, there's lightning, you get his powers.
Yes, we don't want
But
to
we're
get
gonna
too far
enjoy
into it.
I'm gonna watch
but
it
yes.
next week. I'm just saying, I haven't seen it. I
Oh
do
no,
know the
yeah,
premise.
I know. I just
Yeah, that's all. That's literally where I was ending it because I don't know nothing else about it. So I'm looking forward to seeing it though, because I
Perfect.
do know it has a big following, and it's just something I never took to. Well, we'll talk about that, but yes, I'm looking forward to it. It seems awesome.
It's going to be another one out of a similar vault of Jesus Christ Superstar, where it's like, this isn't a Departed, this isn't an Oscar-winning film that I'm like, Jesus, Omari, how have you not seen this yet? This is film at its greatest. This is more like Bloodsport, where
Which
it's
is
like,
still Jesus
my
Omari.
God,
Hell,
this
if
is
you've not
this is
seen
a
this,
fun watch.
this is film
and
at its greatest in a different context. Because
Yeah.
that's exactly what Bloodsport is. It's how haven't you seen this? This is filming. This is a movie at it. This is a movie at its greatest.
Right,
Difference
this is
between
popcorn.
movie and film. The part it's a film, Bloodsport is a movie. Both are
All
great
right,
in their
so
own right.
I'm excited for that one next week.
I am too. So yeah, well, find me elsewhere on this channel. You know, you can also find me elsewhere on YouTube with the Whatever We Want podcast. I am also on Twitter and Twitch as Giotavi. That is Giotavi. Come on in, stop on by. Any words for the people at home, Bill?
Absolutely not.
All right. So we'll see you guys later. We'll see you next week. Like we said, next week will be the Highlander.
Tune in. Adiosness.
Deuces.